How's it going, everyone? Bass here. So today was day 2 of Packers minicamp. The practice was moved inside to the Don Hutson Center due to rain, so it was closed off to the public, but I still have some highlights to go over, react, and break down for you guys. Now, I do this sort of thing for every Packers practice that is open to the media, and when clips get released, I will be posting them on this channel, reacting to them. So if this is something that interests you and you aren't subscribed yet, please consider going down, clicking that subscribe button, as well as leaving a like on the video to support my channel. First, I wanted to go over today's attendance at practice and compare it to yesterday's. So Allen Lazard was still not out there today, still not signed his RFA tender, still didn't get any deal done with the Packers. I expect an answer to happen very, very soon there with Allen Lazard. And dropouts from today's practice who were there yesterday, one of which being Eric Stokes was not at practice today. Kayshawn Nixon took his spot at outside cornerback. And then also Juwan Winfrey, wide receiver Juwan Winfrey, was in walkthroughs, but not seen after that. He had a good day yesterday. So Juwan Winfrey, if he wants to make the 53, he definitely has to stay healthy. And then Mason Crosby was also rehabbing after not kicking much yesterday at all, likely a small injury, just being very cautious. Dominic Eberle took all kicking duties at the end of yesterday and then also today. And then the rest of the rehab group was the same as yesterday. And again, I want to mention these are not my clips. I get all these clips compiled off of Twitter. So the links to the respective Twitter accounts will be down in the description below. Let's get into the highlights. So for the first clip, we have Aaron Rodgers throwing some loft balls for some over-the-shoulder wide receiver drills, first of which to Sami Watkins. And again, we're inside the Don Hutson Center, so looks a little different than yesterday. Then we have Amari Rodgers on that second one, Christian Watson here on the third one. And again, Aaron Rodgers isn't trying to throw these deep balls in front of the receivers. It's mainly a drill for the receivers to work on their over-the-shoulder, head straight up in the air type of catches. And I believe the Romeo Dubs was before him, then Samori Toure, and then this one is Randall Cobb. And here's a quick clip of Christian Watson taking a little back shoulder catch from Kirk Benkert there. Nice to see a lot of clips of Christian Watson here in practice. Obviously, we're all antsy to see anything Christian Watson at this point, so it's cool we're getting a lot of clips of him at these practices. So in this clip, we have both Christian Watson and Randall Cobb running routes. Cobb's running route for Jordan Love, and Christian Watson's running a route for Aaron Rodgers. And Watson runs a really nice zig route here. Basically the back of the end zone, then back to the outside. Ball could have been obviously placed way more outside, but that was a really nice zig route by Christian Watson here, taking an outside release on that cornerback, breaking back inside, then cutting it back out. Nice cut, nice plant, nice grab there. And then at the top of the screen, I think Randall Cobb's kind of running, it's hard to see because of the perspective, but I think Randall Cobb's kind of running a sluggo because he's, looks like he's running kind of a slant and then go up the field, kind of a seam, quick seam there. Back of the end zone, nice grab. And speaking of Randall Cobb, here's a clip of him doing the same thing as Christian Watson a couple clips ago, a back shoulder catching drill here off press release, outside release. I believe the pass was by Danny Etling. And Randall Cobb is looking real fluid in these practices, looking real quick, fast on his feet, doesn't look like a 31-year-old wide receiver. Really like what I've seen from him so far. He just needs to stay healthy. And here's the same thing, but with Sami Watkins, again, against a press release, outside release, doing a kind of a back shoulder type of catch. Matt LaFleur had some interesting things to say about Sami Watkins today. I'm actually going to make a video about that later, so be on the lookout for that. But really excited, like I said yesterday, excited to see the prospect of Sami Watkins in this offense. I do believe he could become, a very solid number 2 wide receiver. Now, that's with a huge asterisk if Sami Watkins can stay healthy, because that's kind of been his main gripe his entire career. But when he's healthy and when he's in form, I mean, this dude is a good wide receiver, and I think he can add a lot to this offense, especially with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. And here's some clips of Ben Simmons working with the running backs with an agility drill. Aaron Jones looking as quick as ever. And then next up, you see A.J. Dillon with the massive tree trunk legs. It's still crazy to see A.J. Dillon next to Aaron Jones. Like, if you didn't know the Packers or if you didn't watch the Packers, you'd be like, oh, A.J. Dillon, that guy's the starter. It's kind of like the Derrick Henry next to Mark Ingram picture. But it's crazy to see the two types of different backs that they are and how well they complement each other. But A.J. Dillon, I didn't think it could be done, but his quads are looking even bigger this year. I don't know how, but they are. And he still looks super, super agile at his frame, which is very, very impressive. I've said it time and time again, broken record type stuff. Really excited for these two again this year. In this clip, we have Aaron Rodgers throwing a quick pass to Tyler Davis in the right side of the flat. A lot of buzz around Tyler Davis. I made a video recently if you want to go check that out. Click the link above. If Tyler Davis is the real deal, I think he could become, a very solid tight end in this offense, could even steal that number 1 tight end spot. I know it's pretty crazy to say that, but we don't know how Rob Tunyon's going to come back. We don't know when he's going to come back. And if the Packers want someone to be able to extend the field a little bit as well as be a good blocker, Tyler Davis is kind of that. So he might get a lot of early snaps and, might steal that role, but we'll see what happens. Tyler Davis has, like I said, been getting a lot of buzz from Matt LaFleur, Brian Gutekunst, and Rich Bisaccia. And lastly, we have some more tight ends. We have Mercedes Lewis doing a blocking drill, as I believe with Tyler Davis after him. No defensive clips today, weirdly enough. I love seeing some defensive clips, but we don't have any today. But as we see here, Mercedes Lewis blocking, and then also Tyler Davis. Hopefully Mercedes Lewis is taking Tyler Davis under his wing, making him an even better blocker. He was actually pretty damn good last year, but obviously we know what Mercedes Lewis is, one of the better blocking tight ends in the NFL, so hopefully he's teaching these tight ends how to do it right. And Tyler Davis, like I said, good blocking year last year from what I've saw, so really excited for Davis, like I said in the previous clip. And even though there's no actual defensive clips, I just wanted to show this quick clip the Packers posted of Rashaan Gary. Dude somehow looking stronger and bigger than he was last year. And if you notice, he's rocking a dark visor. I don't know if that's just because they're inside the Don Hutson Center, but if Rashaan Gary's rocking a dark visor during games next year, this dude's breaking 15 sacks. Like, no doubt about it. The dark visor just makes him look that much more scary. Julius Peppers asked, I hope he keeps this into this season. So those are all the clips I have from today's practice. I just want to go over some quick notes also from today's practice, the sessions that weren't able to be recorded. And on offense, basically, Yosh Nijman is still at right tackle with first team. So with obviously David Bakhtiari, and then Bakhtiari out, Cole Van Lanen is taking those reps at left tackle. So very clear the Packers are starting to ease Yosh into that right tackle possibility. Obviously depends when Elton Jenkins comes back, whether or not they'll need to use Yosh at right tackle. But I do believe in Yosh Nijman. I think he had a really good year last year, and I think he could fill that role when the Packers, and if the Packers do need it. And then also Amari Rodgers was getting a lot more looks with the ones in yesterday and today's practice. So I made a video about him recently, basically what to expect from Amari Rodgers. And I did say I expect more snaps for Amari Rodgers coming out of that slot. And if you want to go see that video, just click the link right above. But him getting more looks with the first team is definitely good as well. And then Rashaan Gary, who I just showed you a clip of, was back at practice after leaving early yesterday with a little bit of an injury scare, but he's obviously all good. Rico Gafford and Kayshawn Nixon were the first two gunners on special teams. I know some of you were asking for some special teams updates. There's no clips of special teams. I don't know if media can record when they're doing team drills during special teams. I don't believe they can, but Rico Gafford, the wide receiver turned cornerback, and Kayshawn Nixon, the cornerback from the Raiders that worked with Rich Bisaccia, were the first two gunners on special teams. So that says a lot about those two guys potentially making the 53-man roster just based on special teams. And then as also with special teams, punt returns, the three guys working punt returns was Romeo Doubs, Amari Rodgers, and Randall Cobb. And on defense, Devontae Wyatt started with the ones today. Yesterday, he started with the twos, and I pretty much said I expect Devontae Wyatt to end up with the number one defense, and I didn't expect it to happen in a day. They might just be throwing him in there to get him reps, but I still, at some point in the season, I think Devontae Wyatt will be the starter on defensive line next to Kenny Clark and Dean Lowry in base packages, so he did get some work with the ones today. And they were also experimenting with their other first-round draft pick, Quay Walker, on the edge. He did do some edge work at Georgia, so kind of moving him around, seeing what they can do in different packages with him. And then as for safety, Sean Davis was the Packers' third safety today. Ennis Gaines and Vernon Scott were watching from the sideline during those packages. So it seems Sean Davis has kind of jumped those two guys as that third safety role. And then finally, in team drills, Rasul Douglas did get a pick 6 on Aaron Rodgers. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any thoughts or questions, put that down in the comments below. Of course, they do have another mini camp tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's available to the media. It might be. If it is, obviously come back to the channel. I will post all the clips I get for tomorrow's practice as well. But that about does it. I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, go Pack Go.